Do you mind, brother? I can't believe I got killed by balls. The enemies that use flash. But I do find it interesting that his heal is different.
Beautifully formed.
Hey all, welcome back to Elden Ring Let's Play 2023. The good news is we're most of the way through the game. The bad news is we gotta do side quests now. So between this episode and the last, I got the spell that I need to go through the Scarlet Rot Lake. And I upgraded my good friend the Dung Eater and me, which I will hopefully get a chance to show off very soon. But like I said, this episode is going to be focused on side questing, and there are certain things I want to do before continuing Ronnie's quest line. Get more health being one of them. But also, I don't want to have to come back to this area and its related area later on, so we're just going to go through them now so I don't have to worry about it. Now, this is in Leonia of the Lake, so technically I should have been here way earlier, even on a normal playthrough. But I decided to take a funky route and do some funky things, so we're here at a funky time.
Oh, well, I witnessed the oppression of the waking. Put this time, and though the justice to let the scars out. Put this time, though the suffering justice to let the scars.
Anyway, this is an optional area that you have to go to for an optional boss, and in order to get an item to go to a much later optional area. Which I fully intend to do, because the later optional area has what many would agree is the hardest boss in this game. And I intend to cap this playthrough off by killing that boss. And they're completely optional. Alright, so... look at this weirdly glowing pot.
Please, no. Dear me. I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be. Wait then. Well. Oh, I will finish. The curse-monger, I beg you. You must keep... And if you can, please give... I chose the medallion, only, but for deep. My leg, alas.
And then he dies. Slowly and assumingly painfully. Because I can't imagine disintegrating is a fun experience. Anyway, we got one half of what we came here for. Now we get the other half, which is which you get from killing a guy over this bridge. And then there's one more thing in this area that I'm going to pick up, which I don't really have to, but I want to. And isn't that all that matters? Alright, buddy, you've revoked your living privileges. Alright. Now, quick look at my inventory. You'll notice that I have a +10 Mimic Tier Ash and a +10 Dung Eater Puppet. And we're going to see just how strong one of those is right now. And the reason I put these at +10 is because the Mimic Tier is literally just another U, so that makes it one of the strongest ashes you can summon by default. And apparently the Dung Eater, who is another player-type NPC, is also pretty damn strong. And I want to experience how strong he is by putting up against a boss that he is way overqualified to fight. That being said, he's probably not going to be doing a whole lot because they did severely nerf their damage output, and again, this is a early game boss. Does the dog just perish? That's a no. Well, that sucks. It would have been funny if it just fell over. Alright. I want to point out that this is the only game series where I'm actively praying for the death of a dog, because the dog enemies suck in Souls games. Like, they are objectively the least fun enemy archetype to fight. I imagine most Soulsborne players will agree with me on that. Alright, and with that, I think we've gotten everything I can bother grabbing from this area. And so now we're going to go to the adjoining area, which I scouted earlier, because I cannot for the life of me consistently find this place. So I took that brief intermission to make sure I knew where to go, and beyond that, I even got the Site of Grace here, so I don't even have to look for it. You need to stop that. Now, this is a fun area because you progress by going down. There's also a treasure chest at the front, which I think is amusing. Because normally, you have to go down here, or not down here, but normally, you know, you go through the cave, you fight the boss, you get the treasure chest. Whereas in this one, you just get a treasure chest at the front, and also there's a boss at the end you have to fight. Alright. And much like many enemies in this early game area, I can kind of just ignore these snails because I am very over-leveled for this section of the game. Not for the game in general. No, I am still very weak. And depending on how quickly I get through this section, I might have an opportunity to show that off. Because I'm not going to go straight to the rot lake just yet. There is some other stuff I want to do first. For instance, watch the Dung Eater beat the crap out of this knight. What you doing, buddy? I wonder if you can parry this guy. That's a yes. Rest in pieces. And with that, we come to this lovely lady and her poor doggo, and this Site of Grace, which doesn't really serve a purpose other than to act as a waypoint to get to this location.
Felt I told the old hid I possess, or have you caused my other half? Oh, so old. Then I've no choice. Let's try. My apology. I presume. I hope that you. Would you consider? I must go back. There is something. Will you show me if you accept of the whereabouts? Thank you. They say in castles.
So, if you were doing a normal playthrough without any guides, talking to this NPC is where you'd find out how to get the other half of medallion that the old guy gave you. Which you need to access that late game area. And you also get a pretty decent summon out of it.
And I will fight at your side.
Like, she's very unique as a summon because, you know, normally they just spawn. Normally a summon just spawns an enemy that you would have encountered otherwise. But this one does that, but the gimmick is that she is stationary, barring certain circumstances. And considering summons don't do a lot of damage, outside of like status effects, that's not very good. But she's an exception because she deals a tremendous amount of projectile damage. So, you know, the trade-off of her being stationary is pretty damn good. So if you can get her set up right and keep aggro long enough, she's pretty decent. Anyway, now that questline's complete, the question of where to go next comes up. Because obviously we can go through the Lake of Rot that I have here. Wow, it just gives you that, huh? Anyway, so obviously we can traverse the Lake of Rot, which is not fun, because it's the Lake of Rot. or we can progress the game, or we can go fight Mohg. And you know what? I'm thinking it's Moghing time part 2. So I'm gonna go take a stab at it, literally and figuratively. But first I gotta configure it, because Mohg has a very fun move where he'll just devour your life. If you don't have a specific item equipped. So we're gonna go equip that first, obviously. And then we're gonna go pay Mr. Moghwyn boy a visit. And that'll bring the final pieces of this build together, because defeating him gives his remembrance, and his remembrance gives me a neat weapon and a spell that I can use for this build, because I am an arcane blood build. A lot of people are speculating that this is where the DLC is going to begin, so, you know, if it is, neat. I'll have a way to access the DLC when it launches. Which, you know, will be an extending playthrough. We haven't gotten a date yet, as of time of recording. So I'm hoping to beat the game on this playthrough before that happens. Anyway, this is a cool cutscene. I mean, it's creepy as heck, but it's cool. Behold, actually Satan.
Dearest Mikola, you must abide alone a while. Welcome, honored guest, to the birthplace of our dynasty.
So, I'm going to give this boss 3 tries before I find something else to do, because he is a late game boss, and I personally don't think I am going to be able to handle it. Case in point. I took 2 hits, and now I'm already almost dead. I'm gonna try and get rot on him. One more. Now we pop this so that I don't die. So as you can see, his second phase has him regaining most of his health, and also wings, and his AoEs get much bigger. But the good news is, we've applied rot to him. So hopefully, I won't die, or at least I'll be able to get him before he gets me. He has my personal favorite FromSoft mechanic, area denial. Ah. Well, you know, Mimic is really good at doing one thing, and that's called taking aggro. And Well,
As clear as day.
that is on me for thinking that would be difficult, if I'm being completely honest. He is a late game boss. But I did come into this with a plus 10 weapon and a plus 10 mimic tier, so I don't know what I was expecting. Oddly, you know what? I didn't even fight that the right way. I didn't even have Mogh's Shackle equipped. That would have made that way easier than it already was. I could have popped Mogh's Shackle and then hit him with the freaking Rot Breath. Oh, I'm an idiot. Well, you know, this episode was kind of short. I did 2 things, and then I killed a late game boss. So, before I end it off, I think I'm gonna go redeem his remembrance. Oh, right, this part. There he is. You gonna attack, buddy? Alright, I mean, to be fair, you are supposed to fight him way early in the game. Look at that. He gave me 114 souls. Runes, whatever. He hit me once, and it did nothing. Alright. Remembrance, and I want... I'm not going to be able to use this with my current build because I'm optimized to use my spear. So I'm going to grab this for now. And then I'll duplicate the remembrance later. Actually, you know what? I feel like doing that right now, actually. So let's come over here and harass a giant... And you know what? Since I don't have to invest anything for those, to get those, I'm just going to do this. There we go. So we're going to go harass that that mausoleum real quick and duplicate Mogh's remembrance. Now, something to note about the mausoleums is that only the ones with the bells, give you access to all remembrances. The ones without the bells will only give you limited access. Oh, is this a gimmick one? This is a gimmick one, isn't it? Yeah, normally they have little things on their feetsies that you hit. But this one is noticeably lacking them. Which means the way forward is to climb the tree. You know what? I am feeling frisky, so I think I'm gonna use my least favorite enemy weapon. Man, sound cues are great. Oh. Well, that's your fault, buddy. How did he even... Wait, yeah, how did he even guard counter that? That doesn't make sense. Like, he did it as he was falling, and he didn't get hit by anything. Okay, I see how it is. Alright. You've made your point. I really picked the worst weapon for this. So I could just enter the door right now, but I have the... That would give me the unfortunate opportunity to fall and get crushed to my death. And I don't feel like doing that. So we're just going to tell this good old boy to sit down. as he knocks me off anyway. And then I'm gonna go get my reward. I should probably upgrade this if I'm going to use it like a real person. It's only +6, my other weapons are all way stronger. Alright, where's the Mohg? There's the Mohg. And with that, Mohg time has come to a close for now. Well, I think that is an excellent place to end off this episode, even if it ended up being a bit on the short side. Because, I'll be honest, I was expecting the Mohg fight to take much longer than it did. So you know what? Next time, we're gonna go fight his brother, and we're gonna traverse the Scarlet Lake. That's for another quest line. We'll do that maybe. Anyway, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. See you next time. Bye.